So we'll go to the next important article, which could be written on the ideas page, or we will see if there is any article written by any expert today. So yeah, there is one article that is Indian Ocean Front. It's very important article. Indian Ocean is again one of the very important ocean in terms of the strategies. So the article is written by Vijay Gokhale. Vijay Gokhale was India's ambassador to China. So China sees Indo-Pacific idea in terms of balance of power, not for advancing common interests. So China is trying to dominate the Indo-Pacific region, and it is seeing the Indo-Pacific region as a terms of the balance of power and not for advancing common interest. So Indo-Pacific region, we should recognize what whenever we comes together, we come together for common interest, right? But the China is not doing so. Yes, Sonali. Any doubts, Sonali?
No.
Okay, you have raised hand. That's why I thought you must be having some question. Am I audible? Okay, fine. So the writer is a foreign secretary and Indian ambassador to China. That is as explained here. So take this, what you can say, the question as a international relations question for today. Write down all of you. China see Indo-Pacific idea in terms of balance of powers and not for advancing common interest. Full stop. Put this whole line in inverted comma and discuss. You have to discuss this, and we can also take this line also as a question for the mains exam. The question, the line of the reforms in the Indian Penal Code. So review of Penal Code, its statute is long overdue, and exercise must be guided by imperative of the ensuring accountability. So you can take the whole statement, which can be taken as a question, and you have to write the answer of these questions. Fine, Sonali. So you will add these two questions to your question bank. You have the question bank with you,
Yes,
right?
sir.
All the questions which I given to you earlier, right? So add these two questions
Yes,
to your question bank, and you will hand over to me afterwards. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So read this whole article, that how the China is trying to create its dominance in the Indo-Pacific region, and how it is not more concerned with the common interest, it is also concerned with the balance of power, right? So anyone knows what is Indo-Pacific region? Which region is called as Indo-Pacific region? Yes, Rupali, which region is called as Indo-Pacific region?
Don't know, sir.
Don't know. You know it, but वही है ऐसे तुमको पता नहीं होगा. Yes, and can anybody tell me what is Indo-Pacific region? It's very simple. Indo-Pacific region means the region. Yes. Indo-Pacific region is that region which is surrounded by the Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. Those countries which are surrounded by the Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean is called as Indo-Pacific region. Got it? So there is Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean. So that region is called as Indo-Pacific region. Got it? So Rupali?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So which are the countries in the in and around the Indo-Pacific region? Can you give me a few examples of the Indo-Pacific countries?
Malaysia, Indonesia, Australia. Right, sir?
Yes, yes, you are right. In Indonesia, Malaysia,
Brunei.
Australia, Brunei, Japan, South Korea,
Yes,
North
sir,
Korea, Taiwan, Philippines, not Myanmar, not Bangladesh, India, China, because China also joins the Pacific Ocean, like west coast of the western part of the Pacific Ocean is bordered by the China, right? So even China is also part of Indo-Pacific region. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So among all these notifications of the countries, the China is trying to create a balance of power rather than going for a common interest of all these countries. Fine. Check it.
Sir, I want to ask one question.
Yes.
Sir, what is mean by littoral country?
Littoral country. Littoral
In
country
that
means,
article, China
Just
is not a littoral country.
littoral means what we can say की जे उथळ पाण्यामध्ये राहतात म्हणजे लिटोरल कंट्री म्हणजे जे छोटे छोटे जे ब्रुनेई इज एन एक्झाम्पल ऑफ द लिटोरल कंट्री बिकॉज जिथे पाण्याचा जो ही आहे म्हणजे जर ग्लोबल वॉर्मिंग जर वाढला तर ते त्या पाण्याखाली बुडू शकतात असे जे कंट्रीज आहेत त्या कंट्रीना लिटोरल कंट्री म्हणतात कळलं
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Got
Okay,
it.
there are many small islands in the Indo-Pacific region which may get completely drawn into the water if the mean sea level increases. Littoral and swampy नावाचं एक वर्ड इकॉनॉमी आणि बायोडायव्हर्सिटी आपण वाचलेलं होतं लक्षात आहे आजच आपण वेटलँड मध्ये बघितलेलं आहे इन वेटलँड the areas which are having littoral and swampy they are called as littoral countries म्हणजे जे पाण्याखाली बुडणारे आहेत त्यांना लिटोरल कंट्रीज म्हणतात पाण्यात जे चारी बाजूना जे पाण्याने सराउंडेड आहेत आणि मीन सी लेवल जर वाढला तर ते कंट्री पाण्यामध्ये बुडण्याची जे शक्यता आहे अशा कंट्रीजना लिटोरल कंट्रीज म्हणतात असे बरेचसे कंट्रीज आहेत इंडो पॅसिफिक रिजन मध्ये दीज आर कॉल्ड एज लिटोरल कंट्रीज Got it, Rupali?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Check it. Check it. So going to the next important article, which is written by Swati Narayan. She's saying that scheme is not enough. We have seen that recently the government has decided to extend the Pradhan Mantri Garib Anna Dan Yojana. Something is that like there was a scheme started by the government, and as per that government scheme, the government has decided to give free food grain to the below poverty line people, which are what you can say covered under the National Food Security Act. Right, those who are covered under that, they will be given a free food grain. So Swati Narayan is saying that this scheme is not enough. Large section of poor family are unlikely to benefit from extension of food grain scheme. So why she is saying that why the large section of the poor family are unlikely to benefit from the extension of this food grain scheme that she has explained here. So it is a negative points of what you can say the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana that you can get. So that this article is very important for understanding the PDS issue in India. So cut this article, you can put it in paper 3 topic PDS, or there is one topic called food security. Food security is also a topic, so there also you can take it out. So it's a very important article. The writer is a visiting fellow at the Institute for Human Development, so that is why her article you will get some points that why such type of schemes are not enough to serve the what you can say the cause of the poor in India. So in paper 2 there is one topic called the various intervention of the government and issues related to its design and implementation. So what is the issue of the design and implementation of the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana that you will come to know by reading this article. You will be getting some points which will be helpful in writing the answers. The question comes critically analyze the success of the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana. Got it? Okay. Going to the next page. Once upon an Asian country, written by C. Rajamohan. C. Rajamohan is an expert of the international relations. So he has written an article about China. There are enough articles about the China. You can just read it out. China is hegemonic ambitious. China's hegemonic ambitions. You know what is the meaning of hegemony? I have already explained this to you, to my earlier students, but those who are new, I just want to know what is the meaning of this term. Hegemonic ambitions. What is hegemony?
Leadership or dominant ambitions.
Leadership or dominance. Okay. Anything else apart from this?
Sir, expansion.
Expansionist. Okay. Anything else, Pramod? What is hegemony? आवाज ऐकू येते का तुझा आवाज ऐकू येत नाही आम्हाला.
Sir, can I?
Yes.
So hegemony actually means the influence, the power to influence other countries or anybody.
Okay.
Power to influence.
Okay. Anything else? Neha, do you know what is the meaning of hegemony?
Yes, sir. It is it is the leadership shown by the country.
So it's good or bad?
And
Showing leadership is good quality or bad quality?
It is good, sir.
So the China's hegemonic ambition is good or bad?
So
China
the
trying to be the superpower, that is bad. But
hegemony
hegemony,
is not a positive term. It is always used when you use your power to influence other in a very negative way or in a very dominant way.
Yes. So the simple meaning of hegemony is like dadagiri. Right? You know, dadagiri means we know that what is dadagiri, like a powerful person try to suppress a weak person in his area. That is what is called as hegemony. प्रमोद तुझा आवाज ऐकू येत नाही properly. तुझा headphone properly connect झाला नाही वाटतं. Check कर थोडंसं.
सर डिटरन्स बोलत होतो.
Hegemony means what? Like suppose like you know that in Indian Bollywood movies there used to some dadas who used to what you can say dominate the people of in the area. They used to go and what you can say take what you can say extortions, and they used to suppress the weaker section of the society. That is what is called as hegemony, right? So once upon a time, America was working as a hegemonic country in the Latin America. And it was trying to create its dominance in the Latin American region and American region. So same thing is being done by China in the Asian region now, right? So China is trying to show its dadagiri with all its neighboring countries. Like we have seen in the last few articles that how the China is having dispute with virtually with all its neighboring countries, whether it's Vietnam or Myanmar or Taiwan or Japan or South Korea or that India, almost like even with the West Asian countries, Tibet, Bhutan, right? So all these are the big countries, and they are trying to what you can say, they are trying to capture their land with an hegemonic what you can say the ambitions, right? So China's hegemonic ambitions.
So,
that yes.
So do you think China is following Germany's step?
No. There is fundamental difference between like you're talking about the Germany of Hitler.
So not in a very predominant way, but just in an aspect of creating another world disturbance. China is ever trying to mark its existence in the existing world,
Yes.
trying to emerge as a great power, trying
Yes.
to disturb the flows
Yes.
of energy.
Yes.
So don't you think it is
Yeah.
in a way challenging the traditionally founded norms? In
Yes.
a way following.
Yeah, they are doing that. But again, there are many ways, there are many mechanisms, there are many systems which has been created to avoid such type of what you can say the wars, like to avoid the third world war. Many what you can say the mechanisms have been created now. Fine, but anyways, so China's hegemonic ambitions that it has become much more powerful than its neighbors, mean that Beijing's focus is now on building Chinese century. So the coming century will be of China. The last century was of America and USSR. The coming century will be of China. And the 18th century was of, anyone knows? Who was dominant in the 18th century?
England.
British.
It was England. Who was dominant in the medieval period?
Sir, I think the English only. I don't know about
No,
that.
during the medieval period, India was it was the century of not only century, like we have ruled over the world for 5 centuries, 6 centuries. Ancient time, India was the most, what you can say, the prosperous country in all over the world. Right? Anyways, so hello, am I audible? Because
Yes,
when
sir.
Mughals were ruling over India, so we know that India was the most powerful and as well as the most prosperous country in the world. Anyways, so China's hegemonic ambitions that it has become much more powerful than its neighbors mean that Beijing is focusing now on building a Chinese, what we can say, the century. That is what is explained here. Okay. So this illustration given by C.R. Shashi Kumar says that the China is trying to encroach in some others, what you can say, the areas that you can see here. Fine. So there's one column written here. If a powerful nationalism is driving China to seek more territory from its neighbors and dominate the region, equally intense nationalist forces in Asia will react against the CCP's assertive policies. India's decision to walk out of the China-centric regional economic order, that is RCEP. What is RCEP? We will discuss sometime again. So India's decision to walk out of the China-centric regional economic order last year, it's standing up to the People's Liberation Army in Ladakh, and the announcement of the first steps towards digital disassociation from China underline in New Delhi's political will to resist the negative consequences of the China's century. Got it? So the government of India, the Indian government has tried to, but you can say, react against the China's hegemony by the way of coming out of the RCEP, which was a Chinese-centric regional comprehensive economic partnership treaty, and again standing up to the People Liberation Army in the Ladakh, and also taking some steps like banning some of the Chinese applications as well as banning some of the China's companies and having trade and dealing with the Chinese companies in India by the government companies. So this is what is explained by C. Rajamohan. Got it? Check it. It's a very important article. So just cut this article, you can put it in India-China relations. So right hand side, there is one article written by Kapil Sibal, who is a senior Congress leader. So right to ask questions. In a crisis, opposition has a right to know, and it is duty of the governments to provide answers. So this is about the political structure of the government, because India is a parliamentary democracy, and in a parliamentary democracy, the opposition party have the right to ask questions in the parliament, and that is what he has written here. That in a crisis like the pandemic and also the India-China crisis, opposition has a right to know, and it is the duty of the government to provide the correct answer. That is what Kapil Sibal is saying here. So we read this article, that how the parliamentary democracy functions, how the questions are being asked, how the government is held responsible in such type of crisis situation. That is what is explained here. Going down, there is one more article related to the workers in India, written by Amit Bhaduri, the insecure worker. So we know that around 92% of the total population of working force of India is working in the unorganized sector. So the insecure worker, that is what is that article is written here. So under the aegis of lockdown, labor is being shown its place. That is what is explained. So the problems of the unemployment in India, the problems of the workers in India, the problems of the unorganized sector workers in India is explained in detail in this, what you can say, the article. Curtis article, put it in paper 3, a topic called employment. Right. So he has written this article related to the problems of the insecure worker in India. A well-known philosophical position claims that the way a question is framed determines whether an answer is possible. After it imposed a severe lockdown at a 4 hours notice, the government could have used this authoritarian decision to take several drastic steps to reduce the suffering of the poor and those made homeless and jobless or suddenly. So what the writer is saying, the government has declared a lockdown by giving a 4-hour notice, right? कि कल से लॉकडाउन होने वाला है, ये रात में 10 बजे या 8 बजे बताया जाता है कि आज रात्रि 12 बजे से लॉकडाउन होने वाला है. जिस अथॉरिटी से ये डिसीजन लिया जा सकता है, तो द सेम अथॉरिटेरियन डिसीजन कैन बी टेकन, द ड्रास्टिक स्टेप्स कैन बी टेकन टू रिड्यूस द सफरिंग ऑफ द पुअर and those made homeless and jobless so suddenly. So the overwhelming need of the hour is to create demand which requires expenditure to proceed the income and cash transfers through the deficit financing. The demand would have sustained some level of production from an underutilized productive system during the lockdown. The availability of the large stock of the food grains through the extended public distribution system would have made the move less inflationary. That is what is explained here. So how the problems of the unsecured worker can be solved, that is what is explained here. So read this whole article, put this article in paper 3, the problem of employment. There is a topic in paper 2 that is called as growth, development and employment. Got it? Check it. Going to the there's one article here, that is China envoyed to Oli rescue again meets Nepal's president. So China is trying to rescue the Oli government once again, and they have met the Nepal's president. Okay, going to today's economic news. So just check it out. We will just check it out whether there are any important news in the economy. Okay, so IBC norms have been recently, what you can see, eased. Preferential allotment, IBC norms recently eased. Rule change to help over 270 stressed companies raise funds and restructure finance. So restructuring of the asset loan, there is one concept in economy. So you have to go and check it out. What is the restructuring of the finances and how the insolvency and bankruptcy code, that is IBC norms, have been recently eased, which will help the private companies to raise funds to start their companies, to start their activities in the companies once again. So that is what is explained here. You just read it out. Left hand side, we can see that additional NPAs, bad loans are increasing in India. So additional NPAs of rupees 1,67,000 crore from top 500 debt heavy private companies likely next fiscal. So in the next fiscal, that is in the next financial year, the NPAs are going to be increased by the amount of 1,76,000 crore rupees from the top 500 debt heavy private limited companies. That is what is explained here. So India Ratings and Research had said the tepid corporate capex coupled with the muted revenue is likely to restrict the credit growth in financial 21. So credit growth is again very important driver or the engine for the economic growth of the country, and which is going to be very low as per the India Ratings and Research. This India Ratings and Research is a credit rating agency that is saying that in India the economic growth is going to be low in the next fiscal year. Market bounced back to March level in positive global and geopolitical cues. So the market has bounced back. So that is what is explained here. So we will discuss about what is the meaning of this news. Once we'll discuss the financial market, which is a topic in in the basic economy. So once we read that, we will come to know about what does it mean. And those who have already studied or those who have already know what is Sensex and what is the meaning of what is the meaning of this market bounce back, you will come to know here. Okay. The next is Paytm Sharma to buy Raheja QBE insurance for 568 crore. So there is one insurance company which is being bought by Paytm and Sharma. So just read it out. What is this Sharma and Paytm? Kirana's digitization push shift focus to innovation and online tech. So Kirana shops, they are trying to digitize themselves. That is what is explained here. So how it will help in digitalization of the Indian economy, that is also explained here. So you just read it down. Fine. So spends on e-education, bill payments rise significantly, but overall e-transaction fall. So we know that people are spending more money on the e-education. Like you people are also paying for the electronic education. You are paying your bills. So they rise significantly, but overall e-transactions fall. Check it. Green shoots of revival have emerged, says finance minister report. Green shoot means the new economic activities are being started. That is what is the report of the finance minister. Package opening of economy post lockdown have been showing result, that is explained here. So just read out this article. Check it. This is all about the today's news. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Any doubts for today's newspaper?
So,
Yes.
the news regarding Oli talking to China, they are doing the same thing which they accused India of doing.
Right.
So how is that justified?
No, see, India, what is the accusation of Oli government? That the Indian government is trying to destabilize his government. That is what
Yes,
that
and
is what
he's
accusation. And here the China
yes,
is
and he's
here the China
so please
is
continue.
here the China is sending its envoy to stabilize the Oli's government. So obviously, because that was an accusation of the prime minister, right? So
At
obviously,
that time,
yeah, at that
no.
time.
So
So now,
basically, both of them are
yes, Priti, continue.
basically both of them are reflecting on the neighboring countries to get in support or to get in power.
Yes, yes.
That's the same thing. Both of them are doing the same to stabilize Nepal.
No, it was accusation that India is trying to destabilize, while China is trying to stabilize the government.
The
China
present
is
party, sir.
Yeah. Okay. चलिए. Anything else?
Yes.
Okay. Shall we stop?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.